Hello, Dolphin fans. I can't say good morning. I can't say good afternoon. It's just hello. So, welcome to, let me see, I'm 52. The last time we made Super Bowl was 84. It's welcome to what's 84, 24. Welcome to year 40 of how can the Dolphins screw it up in December?
And I was born in 88.
Oh, man.
Hey, new year,
Jeez.
new team.
Yeah, new year, new team, and kind of just like the Detroit Lions getting screwed by the refs. It's kind of the same results. You know what I mean? It's
I don't think we can blame the ref, though. I know you weren't
no,
saying that.
no,
I know you weren't
definitely.
saying that. But yeah, we can't blame the ref. The Lions got someone to blame. Well, we do got someone to blame. We got some peoples to blame.
We
Several.
got we got some bodies to blame. What I'll say is this, and then I want to hear your take. I suppose that the cost of keeping Tua healthy is to have guys out for the season at every one of our positions or out
Everyone.
for weeks, like every other position: center, wide receiver, running back, defensive back, safety,
Linebacker.
defensive end, linebacker. I mean, we're on our how many right tackles, right? And
Mm-hmm.
but Tua's healthy. Yeah,
Maybe. Mike
yeah,
McDaniel said
maybe.
he's pretty sure. He said he's pretty sure Tua is going to play. He's pretty sure X is not going to play.
Yeah.
Which I would say normally in these situations, I would say that might be a blessing. Except I know who the backup is coming in, so I know it's not a blessing.
Bro, how bad can Cam Smith be? I mean, we drafted the kid. He looked pretty decent in the preseason. And
I
it's
mean,
like, I mean,
the coaches are saying he's worse than Eli Apple, judging by they're not letting him play. Can't
man,
be worse than Eli Apple.
can't be where I can't be where I'm faster than Eli Apple. At least I was. I probably was.
I mean, but yo, like that's the thing. Like even when like he gets burned, if he doesn't get burned, I mean, he's committing a penalty.
Right.
Like it's
And he
one.
got
It's
away with
not him
one
ever
too.
making a play. It's he either gets burned or he's committing a penalty because he is that slow. And the funny thing is that tackle he had on Tyreek back when he was on the Bengals and Tyreek was on the Chiefs on the 2-point conversion, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that was such a great play that he made." It's like, all right, he did make the tackle. I'm giving him credit for that,
Right.
but he was able to make the tackle because he allowed Tyreek to make the catch. It's always something. And I know I'm nitpicking with that one because I hate Eli Apple, but like people overlook that. Like if you want to really make a play, back the ball down or pick it off and run it the other way. Like no,
Right.
after he let Tyreek catch it, he kept him from getting into the end zone, and that's
Right.
like that's his number one highlight play of his career. I think that's
Yeah.
more of my point. Is
Yeah.
that is his play. That is his Franco Harris. Like he's
So,
one of the peoples that we blame, by the way.
what's that?
He's one of the peoples that we blame. We have multiple
Yes.
people to blame today.
Multiples. Now, I have a video coming out later, and I don't want to give away the line that I'm going to use for the Dolphins. But um, what I will say is there are few things in life that I trust less than Tua running the 2-minute drill before halftime. Okay? Few things. I mean, I'll go back to an ex that cheated on me and give her some trust before I give Tua the ball with 2 minutes left at half. Just take a knee, Tua. Okay. I mean, it's obscene.
It is obscene, and because the thing I'm about to say doesn't make any sense because clutch is not something that you should lose between college and pro. All right,
Right.
that's one of those things, kind of like toughness. Like that's something that should stay between college and pro. Maybe strength, not so much. Some guys in the pros are stronger. Maybe not speed. Some dudes are faster. But if you're just naturally a tough, gritty dude, you should be a tough, gritty dude in the pros as well. If you're naturally a leader should also be a leader in the pros. That doesn't really go away. Tua was so clutch at
Right.
Alabama.
Right.
And my number one complaint about him is that he might be anti-clutch. Because I don't trust him either.
No,
I don't trust him either in those situations. And that's what I've started to notice is his stats look great.
right.
I realize that was way too much for someone who does not do cocaine. But all of his stats are great on the back of his football card, right? And all of his fantasy stats are great, like for the season. And you try to look, you're like, where is the thing that Dolphin fans are complaining about? And I used to say that too, because I was watching. Now I'm watching every single game because I'm doing this channel, but I was casually watching. I'm like, what's the deal? Now I'm seeing it. And in baseball, they have a thing called timely hitting.
Yes.
Where you just notice, like, you can have two dudes hitting 333. They're getting 1 out of 3 hits a game.
Right.
But if that dude's only getting his hits in the first inning and this other dude's getting his hit in the 7th inning, you may not even know that, but you do know that because there's just something about this dude. He's just way fucking better of a baseball player, even though the stats are the same.
Right.
2 is that dude getting his hits in the first inning, though.
Yeah.
And he's timely bad.
Yes, that's
he's timely bad. And I know grammatically that doesn't make much sense, but if you say that to any Dolphin fan, they're like, yeah, he's timely bad.
No, that's exactly it. Because if we get to the end of the game and he's got a chance to win, that's when I trust him the most in terms of pressure situations. But the 2 interceptions that you saw the other day were exactly the 2 times that we've been screaming about, right before halftime and right after the defense just got us a turnover and we have a chance to get back into the game. At that point, if we get a touchdown, forget about the halftime thing. I had just texted my dad we're going to drive down the field, get the touchdown, get the 2-point conversion. We're going to halftime tied 21. And when Tua threw that pick. But after Sealer, stripped the guy and we recovered a fumble, it's like mid-third quarter. If you get a touchdown there and it's a 2-score game in the third quarter, and I don't think we was winning that game, bro, because the Ravens just win the trophy now. But besides that part, whatever bad news, Bears, Miracle on Ice was in our head at that moment, went poof. And I believe that, in my opinion, that interception, I mean, after that, what did the defense do? Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I mean, the defense just said, no, I don't want to F-bomb the channel, but the defense said, F it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were really saying F it or F you.
Right.
But, like, it really did.
But the energy.
Way. Does your dad text you after every Tua pick like he does after every Bob goal?
No, not as much.
Wow, Bob has a shorter leash than Tua. That's not fair.
Yeah. Well, Bob, he does it for Bob because he knows the channel enjoys it.
That is true. I enjoy it. That's why I'm bringing it up now.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But no, he. Let's put it this way: after the interception, and then the Ravens got the touchdown. After that, he says, "I'm turning it off and putting on a Hallmark movie." Now that's a 77-year-old man turning off the football game and putting on a Hallmark movie without being prompted by his wife, by the way. That's how bad the game was. He decided on his own, okay, to put a Hallmark movie on.
One more Christmas movie before the new year.
Okay. And he texted me after like 7 o'clock. I get a text. He was like, what was the final score? I told him the score and about Chubb. He's like, you got to be effing kidding me. So
yeah. Before more people to blame. What are dudes doing out there when it's 49-16?
McDaniel said they wanted to be out there. So he threw them under the bus.
They want to get hosed the night before the game. You stop them from doing that. Like, there's a lot of shit they want to do.
I know, right?
Like, some of them want to play running back when they're a defensive end. Like, you don't let them do it. Some of them want to make a rap album. You don't let them do everything they want to do. There's consequences.
Yeah, there's consequences, all right. I don't know what we do there.
That's some young coach shit. Like, he's a players coach, and I'm not. I like players coaches. I'm not old. Like, but that's a young mistake as a players coach. Like, you're doing too much as a players coach. You still have to have boundaries, even as a players coach.
Yeah,
those boundaries keep them from shredding their knee in a blowout.
Yeah, and keep them from sliding after they take off running. I mean, jeez.
And it was the drive before that or the drive after that Tua got hurt?
No, it was first Tua, because I remember I was yelling for Mike White, and then he slid, and I'm like, I told you. And then it was after that Chubb went down, and then it was just like, I don't think I spoke again, to be honest with you. I don't remember anything after Chubb going down. I know I did a video and we finished the stream, but I couldn't tell you one word that I said.
Now, that's more problematic, though, than any of Mike McDaniel's other mistakes. Like, for example, we could talk about the play calling all we want. Like, I was complaining about the bowl screen to Tyreek before it happened, and then it did happen, but it worked, right?
It worked.
So, every now and again, it works. And every now and again, he does pick the goofy right thing. And sometimes because the defense is going conventional and you go goofy, sometimes you get lucky with that. But this isn't whether or not a play works, dude. This is guys getting hurt. Like,
I know.
Bradley Chubb's gone for the whole year.
I know.
Possibly next season.
Yep.
Here I was talking about possibly flipping him because he still has name value around the league. That's not happening.
That ain't happening. No, now, yeah.
You gotta hope and pray he comes back with a fresh knee.
Right. Yeah. And now we got issues on that end, you know what I mean? And we already out, what's his name? Phillips. So now you got Van Ginkel and you got Agba. And I don't know if they've signed anybody. I didn't see a whole lot yesterday.
Come back, JPP. Come back.
Well, maybe. The guy that we had brought in for an interview after we let JPP go was Sue. The Domicon. Uh-oh. I just always called him Donkey Kong.
I'll bring Sue back.
Yeah. I mean,
get some nastiness back.
He's a body, you know what I mean? And at this point,
he's a body and some attitude. I'll take it.
Yeah. At this, I don't know if they've already done that or if they're going to do that or not. But the question I have, here's the question I have. Now, we've all been in relationships, right? And we've all looked at our significant other and go, how did you get there? What the hell? How did you get there from there? And what I want to know, what I really, in fact, all five, 1, 2, 3, all five reallys. What I want to know is how Mike McDaniel spends all these years in football. And Tua spends all these years in football, and they are being paid millions of dollars at the highest level. And at the end of the day, there's a play that legitimately Tua is supposed to throw where there's 5 freaking guys around one wide receiver. How does all that collective experience lead to that?
Did you ever go back and check and see how many people were open and who was open?
I didn't. I haven't had I had a migraine. I got nausea. I got diarrhea. Any other reason other than to go back and look at that play?
I had neither. So I was just checking. But even though I was an English major, the math does look like if they have 11 guys and we have 11 guys.
Yeah.
Fuck, I always hated word problems. We have 11 guys and they have 11 guys. And there's 5 guys on one guy.
On one guy. Oh, yeah.
Well, we have 5 guys on the line, so how many were they rushing?
Okay. Right. That's what I mean. I mean,
carry the X. Someone was open, damn it.
Somebody was open. Somebody. So yeah, I don't understand. And we've been saying it all year. And the joke was, in my recaps, that eventually he was going to throw where there was 5 guys around one guy, and then he did it. And
And you only
I
counted
didn't even.
4 the first time. I remember
I
that.
know. I only saw the 4, and then the dude on the TV was like, "There was 5 guys." I'm like, "One dude, the son of a bitch! There's 5 dudes." And
Sitting
they
there
got
counting
away
it like
with
they
it.
do for too many men on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. And you think about it from the other side to that is the Baltimore defensive coordinator drew up a play and said, when they do this play, cover Tyreek with 5 guys, Tua will throw it there anyway. He got away with covering one guy with 5 guys because he knew Tua was going to take 2 steps and laser beam that ball. And if there's anybody over here, Tua's not going to turn his head and look.
Yeah, that's the other part of that too. You have 1 of 2 things happening on the other side there. Either they were really ballsy, like you said, or even worse, they had a complete miscommunication, mental lapse, whatever you want to call it, completely messed up on their side on the play, and it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Either way, that's bad. But it could be worse.
Yeah.
So that was another thing to blame. Also, he's not getting away with this because this is the second time he's done it in a really big game. Tyreek drops a touchdown.
And
Claypool drops a touchdown.
Well, we got a touchdown on that drive though.
Okay, and we got a field goal on the Tyreek drive.
Yeah, so it was 4 points. So the real score was 56-23.
You know what? You got people getting a little bit more in them. They're playing a little tougher. Maybe you do leave them out there at that point because they want to play. Maybe that 4 points is the difference.
So the worst of it, bro. The worst of it is this. If we beat Buffalo, we're likely to play Buffalo again. And then if we beat Buffalo again, we're going to probably play Kansas City. And our reward for beating Buffalo twice and Kansas City once is a trip right back to Baltimore, right down the street from my house again, where, I mean, just print up nobody's beating Baltimore. I mean, if they stay healthy, if Lamar stays healthy and they don't have any catastrophic, I mean, if you look at the schedule, like every week the scores are like, you look, the rest of the NFL scores are like 27-24, 19-16, 31-29. And then there's the Ravens, like 56-19 every week. It's just absurd.
Oh, my ESPN app's an asshole right now because I have the pinned teams. I have the Panthers, I have Florida State, and I have the Dolphins. So every time I open the ESPN app, I see right now 56-19 and 63-3.
Oh.
You ain't got to show me the fucking spring jamboree. Show me the real last game we played against Louisville. Show that score. That's the last game that Florida State played. Yeah. I don't need no damn spring games on my shit. And the Dolphin game on top of it, too. It's not fun. So, but at least Panthers are winning. I got that on my pin scores. Yeah, it's been a real jerk with that. I think someone told me that the Dolphins became the first team ever to score 50 and give up 50 in the same season. And I don't know if they're necessarily. I'm getting that secondhand, so I don't know if that's necessarily right about them being the first, but they definitely did it.
Yeah, I mean, it don't sound wrong. Certainly we're the first team to ever score 70 and then get 50 scored on us. That's for sure.
Only because Baltimore was being nice. Otherwise, we could have gave up 70. And that probably would have been a first. I'm going to go ahead and say that definitely would have been a first if you score 70 and give up 70.
Yeah. And it was just so frustrating because, I mean, look, we marched down the field to get a touchdown. And I don't know about you. I mean, might have felt different for you. But for me, I was just kind of like, how can I put this? Oh, I'll put this in a way that every man can understand. Okay. It's 9 o'clock at night. You're getting ready to go to bed and your girlfriend takes a shower. And upstairs, you're thinking, maybe I might get some. Maybe I might get lucky. But the rest of you knows you ain't getting shit. That's what that opening drive touchdown was. We're just like, we drove down the field at 7-0, and I'm like, it was just like, I ain't falling for the banana and the tailpipe routine.
Oh, I did.
You did?
I totally fell for it. I was like, all right, we're going to be in a shootout. Cool. Make a couple stops.
Yeah.
And instead, it was Baltimore who made a lot of stops, actually.
Well, we helped them out there a little bit.
That whole week stopped the run. They couldn't stop the run. That didn't matter at all.
No, and that's the shitty part is if we would have just kept handing the ball off, you know what I mean? I mean, especially on that, don't get me started, but especially on the drive where we're driving, which I will give McDaniel credit for finding out that teams have a tight end. I will give him credit there. But I don't know why. And that interception, the other parts of this where nobody's asked him, and it just because it got lost and how bad the whole thing was, it's just like there's no reason to be rushing to do that. We're like at midfield, so it's the 2-minute warning. There was no reason. In fact, if you're smart, if you've got good football IQ, you look at the clock and you go, all right, you start walking to the sidelines and you hit the 2-minute warning and you talk with McDaniel about, all right, what do we want to do from here? This is important, you know? And instead, and I know we got our asses kicked, but if we score a touchdown on that drive, it's 21-21 at halftime. And it's a whole different game.
Completely different game.
It's a completely different game. And I'm not saying we was going to win because, geez, I mean, but you don't know how it goes because everything changes at that point, and the defense could be playing with more emotion and everything. Remember, by the time the defense got back out on the field, we allowed the opening kickoff to like inside the 20, and it's just really, really
play
frustrating.
Calling on both sides of the ball is different depending on the score. Intensity is different depending on the score. Everything is different. It doesn't, like you said, doesn't necessarily mean the Dolphins were going to win.
Right.
Hell, maybe by some weird stroke of luck, they would have lost by even more, 75-21. You don't know what would have happened, but I would like to have seen it. I really would like to have seen it.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me before that pass that I'd be sitting there by midway through the third quarter and just be like, I would have been like, no, man, we're competing with this team. And we were until that pick, we were matching them blow for blow. And if Tyreek hadn't dropped that pass at that point, you know, we could have only maybe taken a field goal and then gone into halftime down 1. And it didn't happen. So now we switch to Buffalo.
Now you said
Buffalo.
We if we beat Buffalo, obviously we play them again next week. But lose Buffalo, we go to Kansas City. We're the 2 seed if we beat Buffalo.
No. If we beat whoever wins Miami, Buffalo is automatically the 2 seed. Okay. There are scenarios where Buffalo can be eliminated with the loss. And there's also scenarios where they could be the 6th or likely the 7 seed with the loss. As the 2 seed, if we win, we're playing the 7 seed. So pending the other results, we'll know when we're playing because all the other games happen first, right? Okay. So we're going to know when we're playing what the situation is. If we lose, we're locked into the 6th seed, which would mean a trip to Kansas City.
Okay. I got confused when you were saying it earlier. I knew the win-loss part, but I thought I heard you say that if we won, we were still going to Kansas City for round 2. I was like, damn, did they jump us? But okay, no. So we can still get the 2 seed. And then we're just hoping that someone beats Baltimore before we have to play them.
Well, and then that would have you just took the words right out of my mouth. We just all became Joe Flacco fans. And wouldn't that be? I mean, that is the Dolphins' path to the Super Bowl is exactly that. It is honestly, we beat Buffalo and they're eliminated. We play whoever, Houston or Indianapolis in the first round. Somebody beats Kansas City, and then we play somebody else, and then the Browns beat the Ravens, and then we host the Browns. That's a lot of magic and rainbows and unicorns, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I said that's the road to the Super Bowl. And even that don't guarantee it. Shut up.
Hey, they have an elite quarterback, all right?
I got no words, bro.
His deep ball looks so pretty with Tyreek and Waddle. Woo!
Right?
And I'm not one of these people that says Tua doesn't have a deep ball. He just doesn't have Joe Flacco's deep ball. All right?
Yeah.
That dude has
this
fucking.
I know. So look, if we win Sunday, we're the 2 seed, and I suppose we all would have taken that to start the season. The disappointing part is just all the injuries now. It's just like, I mean, we were hanging on because Van Ginkel, in my opinion, is actually better than Jalen Phillips, if you want my opinion. But I said that before. I said that early in the season when Phillips missed a couple of games. I'm like, what are we worried about? Van Ginkel is better. I think he's better. Of course, having a rotation would be nice.
That
now,
really nice.
I suppose we're going to put Agba out there. I mean, I just lost. The good thing about our defensive line is while the backups, and even if we get Ndamukong or if we got JPP, we may not get elite pass rushers, right? We may not get that, but the backups are at least stout against the run. Like there's nobody that you're putting out there. We go, oh, geez, here we go. We're gonna get plowed over in the run game now. So there's at least that. I don't understand the Xavier Howard, Eli Apple thing, because every other position we went and we got guys, you know what I mean? And we got Apple before the season started, because remember X was hurt then too. And we just never reinforced that position much. We got Nick Needham back, but he's not been outstanding. And I mean, I don't know what you do. Maybe you put Kohu out there and then put Needham in the slot. Because, I mean, Apple was just getting, just burnt, toast. Every play was just like in the toaster oven. And don't think Josh Allen ain't watching that tape.
Oh, I think Josh Allen's watching that tape. Patrick Mahomes is watching that tape. Joe Flacco's watching that tape. Like, bro, dude, like, everyone's watching that tape, licking their chops, man.
Oh, jeez.
Might have to draft a corner. That doesn't help for this year.
Well, no, we have one. How bad Cam Smith looked good. I don't know. I don't understand. But
you're gonna have to ask
I know
Vic and Mike that.
I know. We kind of look
at
the
depth chart says that he's worse than Eli Apple somehow.
Yeah, but the depth chart also says Skylar Thompson is worse than Mike White. So, I mean, Skylar Thompson was one completed pass to Tyreek to win in that game in Buffalo last year.
That's true.
Because he missed wide open Tyreek, son of a bitch. That's a different story. So last thing before we go, if what the hell's going to happen? Tell us what's going to happen. If I gave you $100 and you were going to put the $100 on what you thought was going to happen, how far do we get? And I'm not giving you $100, by the way. But if I was, and I'm gonna, all
right, if I'm gonna bet your money,
yeah.
Well, knowing what I've learned about this team this year, both on the field and culturally, they're gonna beat Buffalo this week and lose to Buffalo next week. That's what I do with your $100. Learning
every fiber of my body wants to disagree with you, but I cannot, because I'm a 52-year-old Dolphin fan, and that sounds pretty damn accurate. That sounds pretty damn accurate.
Yeah. We're gonna have a nice week of trash talk. We beat Buffalo. We won the division, and they're gonna be sitting there like, "There's another game."
Yeah, we have to. I got to look at the tiebreakers and all of that and figure out which teams. I don't know if it's Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Houston. There's a bunch of different scenarios where if a couple teams win, that then if Buffalo loses, they're eliminated. And that's our,
we would need that.
As Princess Leia said, that's our only hope. You know what I mean?
It might be.
That's our only hope.
We're going to have our confidence up too, because we're going to have done it without Waddle. But
is Waddle not playing again?
I assume he's not. That's just my assumption. So that's not me breaking any news. High ankle, I figured he's out until the first playoff game.
I feel so bad for Claypool too. And because I'm going to tell you why. Claypool, it's just like, all right, here's what we're gonna do, Claypool. We're gonna let you catch one ball for like 3 weeks in a row. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw the ball deep to you, and you're gonna have to make a super acrobatic touchdown catch in a route. Go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, why don't you like let him get his hands on the ball to like know what it feels like again before that's the throw that you make to him. He almost made the catch too. But
That's true. As much as I was mad about him not getting the ball, maybe part of that was me having him in a parlay. But as mad as I was about him not catching that ball, he wasn't in any sort of rhythm. Like, and
right.
that's legit. I think no matter what level you play, you can play, backyard football in PE class. If you hadn't seen the ball for a half hour and then they throw the ball to you,
right.
There's a drop that sometimes, and normally they wouldn't drop the ball, but it's like, I ain't seen a ball in 20 minutes, dude. Like,
it's like a hockey goalie, you know what I mean? It's like we haven't seen a shot in 12 minutes, and then the first shot goes in.
Right.
You know?
And they're rhythm.
Yeah. So, I know. All right, Dolphin fans. Look, the 2 seed is still on the table. For purposes of if you're a fan of another team, if you're not a Dolphin fan, close your ears now when I say this. Ready? Go. The Dolphins we can still win the Super Bowl. We can still win the Super Bowl. All right, now all the other fans can come back. The other fans can come back. Okay. So yeah, I
heard that. I heard that.
I mean, technically we can, right?
If you're in the dance.
I mean, if we pay the refs enough, apparently, we can get anything done these days.
I don't know. I mean, the refs didn't let Alabama win last night, thankfully. And you know, if they wanted the refs to do anything, they wanted the refs to make sure the committee got it right.
Yeah.
And even though this is a Dolphin thing, and I did not mean to go on this tangent. Can I say one thing before we go off here?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Did we learn our lesson that you can't fix the matchups like pro wrestling to guarantee dynamic quarterback play? Because that was some shit on Alabama's offense. 100 yards from the quarterback passing, including overtime, including 40 yards on the prevent. So really for 5 quarters, he threw for 60 yards. Exactly what they feared Florida State would have been.
Karma's a bitch.
Serves them right.
Karma's a bitch, man.
Serves them right.
Hey, any day Alabama doesn't win is a good day.
Yes, sir.
That's how we'll end. I don't even care. I'm a Hurricanes fan. I got no fight with Alabama, but just anytime that whole, it's like Alabama, the Cowboys, right? Mm-hmm. The Bruins. Yeah. Anytime those teams lose, it's a good day. So,
hey, Hurricane fans have been saying that it's karma for us from when we took the national championship spot against Oklahoma way back.
Jeez,
when
that's
the
like
Dolphins
40 years ago.
20, but they beat us head to head, and Miami's one loss was to Washington. But you know what? I get it, and y'all were right. Y'all should have played in that game.
All right. We'll take it. All right, Dolphin fans. I'm gonna have a little something out a little bit later on, and then appreciate lots of new subscribers. You guys really been it's really been great how many new people are watching the videos and subscribing and everything. So really appreciate that. As normal, Kyle and I will be live. I'm gonna try to talk to him about maybe doing another game, like if there's a 1:00 game, because we don't have football till the night game. And if there's a 1:00 game, I assume there might be more. Maybe we'll do red zone because there's going to be multiple. There's going to be multiple games.
That would be wild, y'all doing red zone.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Kyle because if there's enough of the 1:00 games that have something to do with whether or not Buffalo will get eliminated.
Yeah, right? I was going to say one of those games.
Yeah.
Red zone, that would be bonkers.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Yeah. All right. Stay tuned. Well, when you see the stream created, but yeah, we're gonna do more than just the Dolphin game on Sunday because it's just too good now. It's the end. All right, everybody. Appreciate the support. We'll see you again soon.